It's pure chemistry. So there's no enzymes, there's no high heat, there's no high pressure or complex machinery. I was able to run this on my kitchen table. Like, the reaction is that straightforward, which I think adds into the robustness of being able to scale this to an industrial scale. These are both oil-based commodities that typically make up virgin plastic that they source from our natural resources. And we can now make these from our waste instead of the natural resources. Just had a conversation of, like, let's try and fix this with straightforward chemistry. And so that was kind of that flip, that 0 to 1 moment for us that DePoly became what it is today. At the end of the day, a lot of this, though, ends up back into kind of the same stream of landfilling, incineration, and waste, because at some point the PET, regardless of how high quality it is at the start, gets degraded and degraded and degraded, and then it's the waste stream that ends up in the oceans and plastic patches. My goal at the end is that we have a solution for everything out there. The PET polyesters of the world, down to the polyolefins, down to the more robust PVC ABS that you find in a lot of cars, for example. So I want to tackle the entire ecosystem.
Now, we could be wrong. AI could change something, something else could change something, but we're unlikely to be wrong by 800 million people. So the issue is we have a real challenge here in terms of getting the right impetus for that growth, while at the same time, the real opportunity that hope and optimism and employed people, whether working for someone or entrepreneurs, that drive, that energy, that optimism, that hope, what it means for our grandchildren, that is the topic of the day.
What's on their minds for most people now is they would like some security in their careers, not necessarily the same job, but the security of a career. They want dignity, the dignity of knowing that they are able to contribute, and they want growth. They want growth through their lives, not just growth while they're in an education system.
In countries like Sri Lanka, developing countries, where women are concentrated in unpaid care work and in the informal sector, it's not just a problem of creating jobs for young people, it's also about making sure that the job creation is equitable in every sense, and that we are valuing this kind of work that often goes unrecognized but yet has a crucial role to play in the economy. And economies would not be able to sustain themselves if this unpaid care work didn't happen. Yet we don't have the ways of recognizing this or organizing it or redistributing it in ways that makes it more possible for women to enter paid work.
The metrics say that 84% of employment is micro, small, and medium scale, maybe up to $300,000 a year turnover. And it is in that metric that we have to go down and empower them with finance and empower them with information and, of course, technology. And that is what we are concentrating on in Nigeria with what we call, it's called the Ward-Based Development Program. So it goes right down to the smallest political unit, the smallest administrative unit in the municipality, identify those operators and empower them to increase productivity, thereby increasing employment.
One, we do not rely only on the outsourcing of jobs from the developed world to continue to be the primary source of job generation in the emerging markets. And then the second aspect was places where the impact of AI, the way it is being discussed, as in big AI, large language models, as compared to the way we are discussing it, which is small AI, delivered at the edge on your computer, in your handheld phone, by local compute, which can help farmers and healthcare workers and education workers do a better job.
The developing world, Africa in particular, and South Asia, are rich in solar, wind, hydro, and thermal. And they should be the sites for energy-intensive production for the world, apart from their own market. And all the studies show that the job multipliers coming out of $1 of investment in renewable energy are at least 3 times higher than in fossil fuels. So this is not an ideological question. It's not a question of the fossil fuel industry versus the renewable industry. It's just a question of economics. Where can we generate the most jobs?
A pessoa pode ir lá na praia, pode matar 10, 20, 30, era para quê? Aquilo era escalar, metia sal e vendiam. E outros eram que era, quer dizer, matava e fumavam, assim fresco, claro. Para quê? Para não matar. Para amanhã tiver mais.